Hey everyone, Scott here. I have an update on my trial, and I have 2 videos to show everyone. Also, I'll give my thoughts and what my plans are going forward. I had my jury trial on May 9th, and I was found guilty by the jury. My public defender and the DA presented no video evidence. I gave my public defender 2 videos to submit, and it wasn't until the day of the trial that I found out that she didn't submit either video. I told my public defender that I wanted her to put the videos into evidence that I gave her. She told me that it shows the jury that I'm a jerk and it would go against me. And after repeated attempts to get her to present the videos, she wouldn't do it. So I had 2 options: go forward alone and represent myself, or go with the public defender. And I chose to go with the public defender. Mark Welker and Officer Perry both lied on the stand, and I couldn't prove their lies without video. They told the court that they repeatedly told me that I had to leave and kept saying that I was breaking their policy. My testimony was that I was not breaking any policy and that no one asked me to leave. This is where my first video would have come in handy. So, did Mark Welker repeatedly ask me to leave? Well, let's look at the video that my public defender refused to submit to evidence.
Your intentions are to stay in here unmasked.
Is this class canceled?
I don't know the status of the
Has this class been moved and I was not notified?
I don't know.
Because it's 11:15 right now.
Okay.
and
Well,
my
if you're gonna
class is
stay in
supposed to
here,
start.
you're gonna remain in here, that's fine.
So where's my class?
As you can see, Mark Welker never asked me to leave. In fact, he told me that I could stay. Mark Welker went up on the stand and lied by saying he repeatedly asked me to leave to the jury and the judge. The good news, his testimony is now on record, and he has no idea that this video existed until right now. This is a direct contradiction to his testimony, and I will appeal to the appellate courts and higher if I have to. The next video starts as Officer Perry leaves the room I'm in so he can talk with Mark Welker. This is just prior to my arrest. If you want to see the conversation that took place inside the classroom, you can find my arrest video on my channel. Moving on, this is a very damning video. It was recorded by my now wife. I'll play the video and then comment on it.
Well, if you'll comply and go in with the team, that would be okay.
If you had trouble hearing what was said, Officer Perry said as he left the room, "You want to step in and talk to him with us?" Then repeats himself, "You want to step in with us?" Then goes on to say, "I'm assuming you guys just want him to leave, right? Or have?" To which Mark Welker replied, "Well, if he will comply and meet with the dean, then that would be fine." According to Mark Welker's own statement, he never wanted me to leave. His statement to Officer Perry was for me to comply and to meet with the dean. Never did Mark Welker tell Officer Perry to ask me to leave or to trespass me. Officer Perry solicited a trespass because no one other than Officer Perry mentioned anything about trespassing. My testimony that I told in court was that they never wanted me to leave. It was always about me putting on a mask, and this video proves it. The next piece I would like to show everyone is the information sheet that lists my charges. The district attorney wrote this out as my charge. It says, "In that he knowingly remained upon the land of another, Illinois Wesleyan University, after receiving notice from the owner or occupant that such entry is forbidden." 720 ILCS 521-3, Section A, subsection 2. This is a forged document, and this statute does not exist. Myself and my public defender did not mention this until the very end of the trial. Here is what the real statute says. The real statute states under subsection 2, enters upon the land of another after receiving, prior to entry, notice from the owner or occupant that entry is forbidden. Did you catch the mistake? The DA changed the wording of the law. He changed enters to knowingly remained and took out the phrase prior to entry. This is blatant prosecutorial misconduct, and I will be looking into going after the DA of McLean County for this as well. The Honorable Judge Black took notice of this blatant rewriting of the law and said something very interesting. He was about to throw out the case. He took a long and hard look at the wording and grilled the DA for it as well, but told my public defender that if the jury comes back with a guilty verdict, that we will revisit this at my sentencing. My guess is that Judge Black wanted to see what the jury would rule, and if they came back not guilty, then there would be no need to address it. But since the jury came back with a guilty verdict, I have a feeling Judge Black will have a few words to say about it at my sentencing. So, as you can see, we still have a long fight ahead of us. I will keep everyone updated as soon as I get some content. This is far from over, and I will not tire. This is not about how far I can take it, but do we who still stand for good, do we have the depth of faith to take it as far as it's needed? Ezekiel 38:23. So I will prove myself great, show myself holy, and make myself known in the sight of many nations, and they will know that I am Lord.